Hi everyone, in this video I will be explaining you two important molecular biology techniques. One is polymerase chain reaction and the second one is DNA sequencing. Coming to polymerase chain reaction. This technique was introduced by Kary Mullis in the year 1989. Actually it is a DNA amplification procedure. So PCR is an in vitro DNA amplification technique. So by doing PCR, we can produce multiple copies of DNA from a sample DNA. So DNA from any tissue can be amplified by using polymerase chain reaction. Coming to the requirements of polymerase chain reactions. And we should have a DNA primer molecule. And this DNA primer molecule having nucleotide sequence which is complementary to the 3' end of the sample DNA. So we should know the nucleotide sequence at the 3' end of the sample DNA. So the first requirement is a DNA primer molecule, and this DNA primer molecule having nucleotide sequence complementary to the 3' end of the sample DNA, and this DNA primer form the 5' end of the new DNA. And we need deoxyribonucleotide and DNA polymerase enzyme. And this polymerase chain reaction involves three different steps. One is denaturation, the second one is annealing with DNA primer or hybridization with DNA primer, and the third step is DNA elongation. So this involves repeated cycles of PCR, and these three steps represents one cycle of a PCR technique. So coming to different steps of this PCR technique, the first one is denaturation. So denaturation means double stranded DNA is converted into single stranded DNA. So sample DNA is a double stranded DNA. So by heating this sample DNA at a temperature 95 degrees Celsius for a period of 2 minutes, that will break the hydrogen bond between the two strands of the sample DNA, so that this sample DNA is now converted into two single strand DNA molecule. That process is known as denaturation. And the second step is hybridization with DNA primer molecule or annealing with DNA primer molecule. So we already prepared one DNA primer molecule which is having nucleotide sequences complementary to the 3' end of the sample DNA. So we need two DNA primer molecule, and this two DNA primer molecule attached to the 3' end of the separated single stranded DNA molecule. And the third step is elongation. So for elongation we need a DNA polymerase enzyme and deoxyribonucleotide. Here we are using a specific type of DNA polymerase enzyme that is known as Taq polymerase enzyme. And this enzyme is stable at high temperature because we are carried out this PCR technique at high temperature, that is around 72 degrees Celsius. So Taq polymerase enzyme, it is isolated from a bacteria that is known as Thermophilus aquaticus, and this Taq polymerase enzyme is active at this temperature. So this Taq polymerase enzyme catalyzes this DNA polymerization reaction by using this supplied deoxyribonucleotide. So that will produce a new DNA molecule. So that represents one cycle of a PCR technique. That is, the first one is denaturation, that is the separation of a double stranded sample DNA into two single stranded DNA molecule. And the second step is hybridization with DNA primer. And the third step is elongation of the DNA molecule. So that represents one cycle of a PCR technique, and each cycle produces twice the number of original template. So I will show you one animated video so that will clear the PCR concept. So here, this one is the sample DNA. So sample DNA is a double stranded DNA molecule. Our aim is to produce multiple copies of this sample DNA molecule. So to produce multiple copies of this sample DNA, we need three requirements. One is we need a DNA primer molecule. The second requirement is a DNA polymerase enzyme. Here the DNA polymerase enzyme is known as Taq polymerase enzyme. And to produce new DNA molecule, we need deoxyribonucleotides. So the first step is denaturation. So denaturation means separation of this or conversion of this double stranded sample DNA into two single stranded DNA molecule. Next one is the hybridization with DNA primer molecule. So this DNA primer molecule form a bond with the 3' end of the separated single stranded DNA molecule. And the third step is DNA elongation by using this DNA polymerase enzyme and deoxyribonucleotide. So that complete one cycle of this polymerase chain reaction. So DNA denaturation, hybridization with DNA primer and DNA elongation. So that will produce millions of copies of this sample DNA. So this cycle is repeated several times to produce millions of copies of this sample DNA, and all these processes are carried out in an automated instrument. That automated instrument is known as thermal cycler. So after this amplification procedure, the specific DNA can be identified by the Southern blot technique with suitable probe molecule. So coming to the different uses of this polymerase chain reaction. So this polymerase chain reaction is used for the diagnosis of viral infection, bacterial infection and protozoal disease, and it is the one of the investigation of choice for the diagnosis of COVID-19 as per ICMR recommendation, and it is also used for the diagnosis of tuberculosis. And polymerase chain reaction is also used for the diagnosis of several genetic disorders like phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, etc. And it is also used in forensic medicine. In case of any medico-legal cases, we are collecting the DNA from the evidence sample. So that is known as the sample DNA from evidence. So that evidence DNA is amplified by using this polymerase chain reaction. Coming to real-time RT-PCR. This real-time RT-PCR is the investigation of choice for COVID-19 infection as per ICMR recommendation. RT-PCR means reverse transcriptase PCR. So transcription means the formation of mRNA from a DNA molecule. So reverse transcription means an RNA is converted into their corresponding complementary DNA molecule. In case of coronavirus, their genetic material is a RNA molecule. So coronavirus is a RNA virus. So the genetic material of this coronavirus, that is this RNA, is initially converted into their corresponding complementary DNA molecule. And this complementary DNA molecule is then amplified using PCR technique. That's why it is known as RT-PCR or reverse transcriptase PCR. So RT-PCR is an in vitro DNA amplification from a RNA sample. So in case of a RT-PCR, we are using a special DNA polymerase enzyme instead of Taq polymerase. Here the DNA polymerase enzyme is known as Taq polymerase, and this enzyme has both DNA polymerase activity as well as reverse transcriptase activity at high temperature. So that will allow the synthesis of complementary DNA molecule from the RNA as well as the DNA amplification process. So what is real-time PCR? So real-time PCR is a quantitative polymerase chain reaction. So by doing a real-time PCR, the quantitation of number of virus which is present in the sample can be calculated. But in case of a COVID-19 infection, we can find out the viral load present in the sample. So as per the information obtained from the real-time PCR, we can assess the prognosis of the patient as well as we can assess we can plan the treatment strategy. So real-time RT-PCR, it is used for the diagnosis of COVID-19 infection. So the second topic is DNA sequencing. And for DNA sequencing, we are commonly using a method which is known as Sanger's method. And the Sanger's method is also known as chain termination method. So first of all, you should know what is a DNA sequencing. So similar to protein sequencing, in protein sequencing, that process is used to find out the amino acid sequence of a protein. And in case of DNA sequencing, that process is done to assess the nucleotide sequence of a DNA molecule. So DNA sequencing is the process of determining the nucleotide sequence of a sample DNA molecule. And we are commonly using the Sanger's method, and the Sanger's method is also known as the chain termination method. So coming to the requirements for Sanger's method, so the requirement is almost similar to the DNA polymerization reaction. We need a DNA polymerase enzyme, we need a DNA primer molecule, and we need deoxyribonucleotide, and we need a sample DNA molecule. That is similar to the polymerization reaction. But in case of Sanger's sequencing method, we need a special ingredient that is known as dideoxy derivative of this nucleotide, and this dideoxy derivative is also known as chain terminating derivatives of this nucleotide. Dideoxy or chain terminating derivatives, and this dideoxy or chain terminating derivatives of nucleotides are coated with some fluorescent dye. So coming to the difference between a normal nucleotide, deoxyribonucleotide, and a dideoxy nucleotide. In case of a normal deoxyribonucleotide, the ring structure of the sugar, pentose sugar, the third position there is a hydroxyl group, and this hydroxyl group form phosphodiester bond during polymerization reaction. But in case of dideoxynucleotide derivative, the third position does not have hydroxyl group, so they can't form a phosphodiester bond during polymerization reaction. So whenever these dideoxy derivatives are incorporated with this DNA molecule, DNA polymerization is terminated, because this newly added dideoxynucleotide can't form a phosphodiester bond with the incoming nucleotide. So this dideoxynucleotide does not have this hydroxyl group at third position, and this hydroxyl group is essential for the formation of phosphodiester bond with the upcoming nucleotide. So the addition of a dideoxynucleotide halts the DNA elongation process. So to sequence a sample DNA molecule, 4 separate reactions are necessary. So we are carried out this reaction in 4 different test tubes, and each test tube must contain a sample DNA molecule, a primer DNA molecule, DNA polymerase enzyme, and all deoxyribonucleotide derivative. And each of these 4 test tubes we have to have separate dideoxy derivative, and all these dideoxy derivatives are coated with some fluorescent dye. And in this case, the first test tube contains dideoxy derivative of adenine, the second test tube contains the dideoxy derivative of cytosine, third contains dideoxy derivative of thymine, and dideoxy derivative of guanine present in the fourth test tube. So the mixture is first heated to denature the sample DNA, then it is cooled so that this DNA primer can form a bond with the sample DNA, and this DNA polymerase elongate this sample DNA molecule. So whenever these dideoxynucleotide derivatives are incorporated, this DNA synthesis is terminated, so that will produce us DNA fragments. So that result in the formation of multiple DNA fragments, and these DNA fragments having different in their length. So for the first test tube, it contains multiple DNA fragments, and each of these fragments at their third position they contain dideoxy derivative of adenine. And in case of second test tube, this multiple DNA fragment contain this dideoxy derivative of cytosine at their third position, and third test tube contain dideoxy derivative of thymine, and fourth test tube contain dideoxy derivative of guanine. And all these DNA fragments are then separated by gel electrophoresis. So on electrophoresis, this DNA fragment moves towards the positive end of the electric field, and this movement of this DNA fragments depends on the size of the DNA fragment. So the largest one is at the origin, and the smallest one is at the farthest. And each of these DNA fragment at their 3' end contain fluorescent labeled dye. So we can find out the nucleotide sequence of each of this DNA fragment. By doing this, we can find out the nucleotide sequence of this sample DNA. So that's all regarding DNA sequencing procedure. Thank you.